Radagon is not a hero. He is not a god. And he may not even be real. The game tells you that Radagon is Queen Marika's other half, but it never tells you why he exists or who created him. Once you follow the clues, one truth becomes clear. Radagon was never meant to rule. He was meant to obey. Most players believe Radagon was a great champion, a loyal husband to Rennala, and later the second Elden Lord. Then, somehow, Radagon and Marika became one. It sounds balanced, almost poetic. But Elden Ring is never that simple. Radagon appears suddenly, with no childhood, no homeland, no history before war. Every major figure in Elden Ring has an origin. Godwyn is Marika's son. Ranni is Rennala's daughter. Malenia and Miquella are cursed demigods. Radagon has nothing. That is not how From Software writes people. That is how they write constructs. Radagon's red hair is not cosmetic, it is a confession. Radagon despises his own red hair. This is stated directly in item descriptions. Red hair is associated with the fire giants, enemies of the Golden Order, enemies of Queen Marika. Radagon represents order, faith, submission, yet his body carries the mark of something impure. This is not symbolism, it is guilt. Radagon was made using something forbidden. The game says, Radagon is Marika. Most players think this means balance. It doesn't, because Radagon never acts independently. Marika shatters the Elden Ring. Radagon tries to repair it. Marika rebels against the greater will. Radagon remains loyal. Marika is punished. Radagon becomes the final guardian. If they were equals, they would agree. They don't. Radagon exists to correct Marika. Radagon's marriage to Rennala was not love. It was infiltration. Liurnia resisted the Golden Order. The Academy rejected Erdtree faith. Radagon ends the war by marrying their queen. Not conquering, assimilating. Then, when his purpose is complete, he leaves. No hesitation, no regret. Rennala breaks. Radagon moves on. That is not human behavior. That is a mission ending. Here is the truth. Radagon was created as a failsafe. Marika was chosen as a vessel for the Elden Ring. But she began to question the greater will. So a second self was created. A loyal self, an obedient self, a version that could override her rebellion. Radagon is not half of Marika. He is her leash. Look at Radagon's body during the final fight. It is cracked, hollow, held together by golden light. This is not a god's body. It is a container. When Radagon falls, the Elden Beast emerges. Radagon was never the final ruler. He was the lock. Radagon tried to repair the Elden Ring. He failed. Because order cannot exist without choice, and obedience cannot replace belief. Marika understood this. Radagon didn't. That is why he stands at the end of the game. Not as a king, but as a test. Radagon was loyal, faithful, perfect. And that is exactly why he was wrong. So here's the real question. Was Radagon created to save the Golden Order? Or to stop Marika from freeing the world? Let me know in the comments. Let's solve the puzzle together.